Brittany Hamilton will lead it off. And leads off with a strike.
I like that. She ran it over into the other lane where UMES is going to start this match. And what better player to step up and get your team started in a do-or-die situation when your team has to win? Brittany Hamilton steps up and just did what she's been doing all day long. Look at the strikes.
She's been the best player on the roster today. Best player of the championship, in fact, for either team. Tania Falbo leading off now for the Lady Hawks. And she strikes. Again, Falbo not the original leadoff bowler today. She was inserted into the lineup after Villas did not come through.
Sam, you kind of got a sense that she was starting to get a little more comfortable with each shot. Sure enough, that's 2 strikes in a row for her, and well, you can really start feeling the emotions, the excitement, everything that's on the line for this NCAA championship. 2 of the premier teams in women's collegiate bowling going at it.
Kayla Rhodes.
Oh no.
Very tough, obviously, here coming now for Rhodes.
I've only seen the Big Four made once in the history of television. So this is a certain open frame, unless by some miracle, Kayla can become the 2nd player to make this on television. And again, the bad news is right up behind her is Martha Perez for UMES, and all she's done is just throw great strikes and great shots.
There's just no weakness in that UMES lineup. 5 All-Americans. She gets the right 2 pins, but an open frame for Vanderbilt. That is not what the Commodores need, obviously, in a must-win situation. They're already trailing here. Martha Perez. She came within 4 pins of throwing a perfect game in the final regular season meet this year. 296. 2nd team All-American this year.
Oh!
Laid it in there nicely, but leaves the 10 pin.
Are you kidding me? I mean, what a great shot. Check this out. 6 pin goes up and around the 10. You can't throw it much better than that, especially when you want to look to take a commanding lead early on. Just another great shot from Martha Perez.
Perez, an outstanding student as well, a 3.92 GPA in sociology. And picks up the spare with that. Is still smiling.
Curious to see this next shot by Sarah O'Brien for Vanderbilt, Sam, in that obviously struggling from a physical standpoint. You've talked about the hip issues, but her last shot was the worst shot of this championship match in that she whiffed the head pin, leaving a washout in an open frame. See how she comes back from that last shot.
That's pretty nicely done. Comes back in a big way.
Okay, well, can't do much better than that, can you? Again, that's why she's in the lineup. Even when she's not 100%, she's still really good.
And she's about to undergo her 2nd hip surgery next month. Just a sophomore. There's a look at her day. Just the 1 open frame. That was in the last game. Angie Ramirez, 2nd-ranked bowler in the country of Colombia, behind her teammate here at Maryland Eastern Shore, Maria Rodriguez. 7-10.
That's about the worst break that you can get when your ball hits the pocket. Now you can't come away with a spare unless Angie can pull a miracle and make the 7-10 on television. It's only been done 3 times on the professional level. Just a bad break.
Yeah, not going to be done here at the collegiate level today. And the lead's shrinking now. Vanderbilt trailing by just 1 pin. Back in this. Jessica Ernest, just named second team All-American after last year being the National Rookie of the Year in collegiate bowling. His family's meant a lot to John Williamson.
Another shot through the nose, leaving the 3-9-10. Another difficult conversion because of that back pin. All of a sudden now, bowling balls that are going through the nose aren't tripping those splits out. You almost have to throw a hook ball at this split to cover that back pin. Get the ball in between the 3 and the 9, and with a little bit of curve, you'll cover the back pin.
Sister there trying to give her some advice to pick this spare up.
Excuse me, let me say that again. Get the ball in between the 3 and the 10, and the curve will cover the 9. It's not going with a ball that curves, it's going with a plastic ball. Tough to make it this way. Wow.
Got it.
Good stuff. Wow.
I mean, I guess that's just a case of knowing your game.
Hey, margin for error, shoot it that way, not a lot. Anybody will tell you the same thing that follows this sport, but she does it. I'm telling you, an inch to the right, she doesn't cover the back pin. But that conversion now keeps this a 1-pin match with the second southpaw and the woman that led this tournament in average.
Yeah. Christina Fromm coming in, leading the tournament with a 226 average across all her games. Fromm already a winner of 1 national championship in 08, and she was a freshman. A coach saying she hopes these seniors can book in their careers. And Fromm leaves 2 standing.
Could have been worse. 8-pin could have stood, and it did for a second. Watch this ball go through the pins as sharply as it cuts to the right. 8-pin standing there for a moment. Goes down late, leaving only the 6-10.
Picks it up.
1-pin match, Sam.
Yeah. Heading into the 5th frame where we'll see our anchor bowlers. Day for Christina Fromm in her 3rd national championship appearance. There's Hesley, the anchor for Vanderbilt, junior from Wellington, Florida, 3rd team All-American. So she's a feel player, which is unlike a lot of the other players on the Vanderbilt team, very much a thinking team. Leaves that 8-pin in the back.
Both teams struggling to find the pocket on a consistent basis. They're close, one being a little high, the next being a little light, but not good enough to knock all 10 down at the same time. Vanderbilt with 2 strikes through 5 frames, UMES with only 1 strike.
Wesley picks up the spare, and now the anchor for Maryland Eastern Shore, Maria Rodriguez. She really embraces the role as the anchor, and we asked her about being in that position.
I love it. I like it. I don't know. I'm different. I'm weird. I just love it. Like if I have to do something, it's just like okay. Like if I hear people talking to me and telling me stuff and like making comments and stuff, okay, that makes me strike. Like don't do it because it's gonna make me strike. If you want to do it, do it. I mean, I don't know. I just love it.
So I guess what she's saying is don't trash talk me, or I will make you pay. 2011 NCAA Player of the Year, Maria Rodriguez. 3 Colombians in this starting lineup. And converts the spare. So we stay very close. Still a 1-pin match. 1-pin game in this match. Halfway through what could be the final game of the national championship. Can Maryland Eastern Shore clinch it, or will Vanderbilt force a 7th?